Okay. Oh, my hands are shaking. I am about to tell you guys about the biggest regret I have in life. If I could go back in time and change one thing, it would be that first cigarette. What's up, guys? This story I'm about to tell you is about how easily it is to take the wrong path in life. I'm a human being just like you, and I make mistakes too, but some mistakes last longer than others, especially if it's something as extremely addicting as cigarettes. I smoked cigarettes for 10 years of my life. And about a year ago, I finally kicked the worst habit I've ever had. This is probably a huge shock to you guys because I am Alex. The good, never makes mistakes, always does the right thing, Wassabi. I can't believe I'm making this YouTube video. This is crazy. I've been ashamed of this for so long, and I've kept it a secret from everybody. So if you see me like shaking or something, it's just because this is weird to talk about. This is something I've kept hidden from you guys, from most of the people in my life. I lied to my parents. I didn't tell most of my friends. I would make up reasons to step away when I'm out with people. I always had gum, hand sanitizer, and cologne on me to hide the fact that I just went outside for that reason. And I guess I kept it such a secret because I was ashamed. I was ashamed that something other than myself had that much control over my life. Let me explain a little bit. When people say they're addicted to something, people that are not addicted to anything claim that it's not true, that they're lying, they're just not wanting to stop, so they blame it on addiction. But that's not true. After a year of smoking, all I wanted to do was stop, but I couldn't because I was addicted. I tried everything. The nicotine patches, crave lessening gum. I tried to stop cold turkey, etc. But it never worked. Nothing would get rid of the craving. I know it's bad for you. I knew I was slowly killing myself with each one. But once something has control of you, your brain starts trying to trick you into thinking you need it. Your brain starts trying to justify to itself why it's okay, or why you need another one, or another one, or another one, or another one. Oh, you live a very stressful life, and apparently cigarettes relieve stress. It makes you feel better. It makes you look cool. Anything your brain can think of to get you to smoke another cigarette, it will. You guys might think, oh, that'll never happen to me. Well, I thought the same thing. Let me tell you guys how this all started. 10 years ago, I got my first real job working at a pizza restaurant. It was fun. Everybody was nice. I loved meeting new people with every table that came in. I just loved being a waiter. It was awesome. But back then in restaurants, they had smoking section. Part of the restaurant that was designated for smokers if they wanted to smoke while they ate. But the smoke didn't stay in that section. The whole restaurant smelled like smoke. At first, it did bother me. I hated it. It was gross. It smelled like fire, smoke. I don't know. I remember thinking how gross it smelled, how gross it looked, how I would never do that in my life. I hated it. Until I didn't. Eventually, if you're around it long enough, it doesn't bother you anymore. The smoke eventually stopped bothering me. I didn't even really smell it. It wasn't a big deal. I got used to it. I worked there for about a year, and within that year, after every single shift, everybody, the entire staff, the cooks, the managers, the wait staff, the bus boys, they would all go outside and smoke a cigarette. Eventually, being inside by myself in an empty restaurant, I got bored. So I started hanging out with them. I started going outside. They tried to offer me cigarettes. I said no about 50 times. But after a year of being asked if I want one, I finally said, fine, one won't hurt. I was wrong. That one cigarette turned into one cigarette a week. Then smoking at parties. Then smoking whenever my friends wanted to smoke. Then it turned into like every other day, and then one every day. And after that, it got bad. Little by little, the chemicals The addiction that comes along with cigarettes will trick you into thinking, you got this, it's not a big deal, until it has its claws completely in you and it has full control. Trust me, it is not as hard as you think to get sucked into that world. Which is why I'm sharing this with you. I hated this about myself. And I didn't want to confess or accept that it was part of my life for so long. Luckily, even though it took a long time, I was able to get out of it. But trust me, it was definitely the hardest thing I've ever had to do in my life. Honestly, my plan was to never talk about it ever again. But I thought if I could so easily fall into something that took over every part of my life, like cigarettes did, so could you guys. YouTube didn't really exist when I started, so I didn't have anybody I looked up to that had a video like this about overcoming this addiction, so I wanted to be that for you guys. It's been a year since I smoked a cigarette. That's what made me think about this video, because once I realized it's been a year, I was so proud of myself, and I was like, wow, I can do more. I can share my story. I realized that I have the responsibility to tell my story and share this with you guys to hopefully stop you guys from going down this path like I did. Because I'm not dumb. I'm a smart guy. I'm a good guy. I am a good kid. I grew up with like good people around me. It's just, I just wanted to share it with you so that you can see that this can happen to anybody. The number one way to avoid this scenario happening to you is to say no to that first cigarette. They're gonna try to talk you into it. They're gonna be like, hey, it's just one. Don't you wanna know what it's like at least to see that you don't like it? They're gonna say anything they can. Do not take that first one. You will regret it in the future. Just because everyone else is doing it doesn't mean you have to. And no matter what your brain does to try to convince you that it's okay, don't do it. Woo! Okay. Oh my gosh. I've been doing a lot of these tough videos recently. I'm just trying to get all the negativity out of my life. Sorry I had to get all serious on you guys. I hope you guys don't see me differently. I wouldn't have told you all of this unless I felt like I needed to. Don't worry, in the next upcoming videos, I am gonna be back to the epic silliness that you have grown accustomed to over the last 13, 14, years of Wassabi. Woo! Alright, okay, I said it. Woo! I'm glad that is over with. I'm never gonna talk about this again. So much shame. See you guys in the next video, and until then, do me a favor and don't forget to remember, if you're not smiling, you're doing it wrong. That was rough. That was rough. Okay, bye.